In this video, I'm going to be unboxing another really interesting item. However, this is two different items. One is a manuscript, the other one is a printed item. They're really beautiful, really interesting. Just received in the mail, so I'll be opening them up. So of course, enjoy this video and stick it out to the end to see what exactly these items look like. So I just got this package delivered in the mail. I'll be opening it up in this video, so this will be the first time I'm seeing this in person. Of course, I saw the listing photos on the auction house, but this will be the first time I'm actually able to handle them and see them with my own eyes. So I'm really excited to open this. We'll get right into it. These are two different items, as I mentioned in the introduction. One is a printed item, the other one is a manuscript. Now, the date that they gave to these was the 16th to 17th century. From the pictures, I don't think that at least the manuscript is. The manuscript, I would probably guess, would be closer to the 13th century, as it is far more similar to that type of art style. So I do think the auction house got this one wrong. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I am. I'll definitely do more research on it, as I will likely do a long-form video on this item or on each of these items. So of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on those. These unboxings aren't necessarily my normal type of content. These are the just fun, easy ones that I can kind of put together because my normal content takes quite some time and research to put those together. So we got very well packaging here from the, or very good packaging rather, from the auction house. Once I pull these out, I will readjust the camera angle here, but the box is a little bit higher than what my small tripod can handle, so we're just gonna see if we can do this without making a huge mess. And then, like I said, I'll readjust in a moment. But they have this packed quite well, which is of course a good thing to have, but sometimes when you get these packed really well, they can be quite challenging to take out, especially when you have these packing peanuts. All right, so we got the package pulled out here. I'm going to readjust my camera angle and then we can get things all squared away. All right, so I finally got the new angle set up here. We can see a lot more clearly. We have the individual items wrapped inside this bubble wrap. So as I mentioned, this was packed very well. Very unlikely that there was some kind of damage on here. I will say one of the hardest things about unboxing on videos like this is that you have to kind of figure it out as you go, and I try not to have it look super choppy or like clunky as I'm doing it, but that's just the way it goes when you're unboxing something that you don't quite know how they wrapped it. So it looks like they just wrapped it around the items, but I don't know where exactly all this tape is going. And I also don't know what the contents inside it are. I assume they're wrapped in something else, maybe cardboard of some kind, but I try to be really careful because I would hate to accidentally cut a manuscript or an artifact, something that I get in the mail. I thankfully have never done that to date, and so I'd like to continue that trend, or that skill, I guess, of not damaging something while opening it. In fact, when I ship out the items that I sell, I have, for the tape aspect, little flaps on the tape that allow the buyer, when they open it, to just peel the tape off rather than having to use a knife, because using the knives can be really difficult. Now that's inside the packaging. The parcels themselves will have tape on it, and you'll need a knife for that, because I obviously don't want it to be coming apart in the transit when it's being shipped out. Okay, let's see if I can do this without completely tearing this whole thing apart. Okay, got lots and lots of bubble wrap. Always a good thing. Of course, as I mentioned, protecting it. I did have one item that I bought a Bible from, I think the 1600s. It was a smaller one, but it was a nice one. And I won it at auction, and it was like completely bent in half in transit. I didn't know exactly what to do with it at the time, but I did some more research and ended up working something out with the seller, and then I was actually able to sell it myself. But of course I sold it as a damaged Bible. Once it gets damaged, it's really a shame, because you want to preserve these pieces of history as much as possible, but you're not always able to do that. All right, there is one of them. That's the manuscript. And then here is some other liturgical book. This is really interesting. I've actually never seen, I've seen display cases like this, but I've never purchased one where you have the two different display cases set up quite like this. Now, the way I display my items, as you can see in the background, is typically through frames, but I like the push or front loading frames. They allow me to put the manuscript or the leaf on display without damaging the actual leaf. I've had some people have put some kind of adhesive tape on each corner, and it really messes up the item. I really don't like that. So I'm actually going to try and open these up. I'm going to take them out here, look at them in more detail. This one here is very nice. I think, oh wait, this might actually be, no, I think this is printed. It feels very similar to vellum, like a parchment type material. It's hard to say for sure because I haven't looked too much into it. And as I mentioned, the listing at the auction house was very ambiguous. It had very little information on it, and is one of those things that I don't know if it's just they weren't as skilled in the manuscript and Bible collecting realm. Those are interesting displays. I like those. They can be cool, of course, especially for viewing both sides. Sometimes I have to rotate the different items around as I want to see each side. But when you have illuminated ones that have like a miniature on it, I always just have that one showing because that's the main piece that I'm looking at. So this was a really nice little manuscript here. This one is most definitely written by hand. It's got a strange cut here on the side. This is potentially when it was trying to be removed from the binding. Maybe whoever was trying to cut it out or something slipped. There's no way of knowing for sure, but it's a really nice little piece. The text is fading a bit, but still a beautiful piece. The really nice vinery work on there, the initials, that aspect is very beautiful and still pretty vibrant for its age. So this, like I said, I'd be very surprised if this is 16th, 17th century like they were suggesting. I would definitely lean toward this being probably 1200s, somewhere in that range. So that's a really nice little piece there. This one here, this one I'm really interested in. I've never actually owned one of these before. I've seen plenty of these go for sale online. I've never brought myself to buy one. So I might actually keep this one. We'll have to see, because it's very unique. I love the beautiful design on the sides, these little images on there. It's got some really nice artwork. So that definitely appears to be more of a woodcut type of design on there. Really beautiful. And I'll probably explain more of these woodcuts and what's being shown on there in future videos. But it's really a beautiful piece. I'm actually really happy with this. And it definitely, it feels like vellum to me. Putting it up to the light, because sometimes when you have incunables or leaves that were printed during the 15th century, they oftentimes have watermarks. If it was like a linen or cotton rag type paper, this one does not have any type of watermark, and a manuscript would be something like that. But anyway, a really interesting piece. It's definitely something worth subscribing to the channel for, to see what exactly these items are about. I can go in a lot more detail, what their contents are, what type of book they came from, the history behind it. Like I said, I'll definitely be selling this tiny little manuscript here, so if you are interested in that, check out my website. I'll have uploaded there in a few days, where I'll be able to give more information on the website. If you're interested in purchasing that, feel free, of course, to do so. This one, I'm going to think about this one. I might end up keeping this. I did buy both of these with the intention of selling them, but I might keep this one. That's the beauty of being a collector, is you never know what items are really going to kind of pop out or stick out to you. This is one of those rare few items that I'm really happy with and will likely keep. So I know this unboxing video went a little bit longer, but it's still interesting. I was doing a little bit more thinking out loud with this one, for at least talking about what these manuscripts are. I didn't do a ton of research before I purchased them, so I'll save that, and I'll be really excited to find out what these are in the next few weeks. So of course, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.